I've been working on this for a very, 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 very long time. This has cost me a lot of money. It's taken me many, many years. But I actually am accidentally, for the most part, on purpose, Messiah bin David. Only am on accident, having provided the former USSR with an apocryphal Bible. Hello. Having provided the former USSR an apocryphal Bible, what I did was I gathered all of the information I could on the Dead Sea Scrolls. Later, collating all my information on the 1611 King James Version of the Bible, where you taught wrong, more specifically. And the Bible went away after that. At 6,000 year Earth legend, deduction, a false deduction. Bible falsely deduced, internet, and I got nothing. Bible falsely deduced, internet, 2020. Bible 2020. Bible falsely deduced for retention for the age of the earth, King James Version, I got nothing. Internet, I got nothing. Other than 6,000 year keepers took God out of the Bible. Now we got to get rid of the Bible. Two verses. Now we got to get rid of the Bible. In order to correct for this data, all on this internet now. To see it. We can't see this internet if no one is using it appropriately, using Facebook for clamoring clowns. Here I am personally recording myself on YouTube. You know, how many people are doing their Sermon on the Mount record keeping. Sermon on the Mount record keeping. The Bible had some weird mystical link to get us all to all do the same thing, to clamor about nothing. The Bible itself had some weird 1611 mystical link, clamoring about nothing, about the same clamoring. No one is correcting each other. What is that book? What is it still doing in print? What year is it? Talk about that. Talk about what's actually going wrong. Tell me about your dog. I'll tell you about my dog. I used him to solve your theory of apes growing up to become Jimmy Swaggart. Jimmy Swaggart, you fucked with the King James Version of the Bible. Dude, I got y'all in print now. I even have you from the 1800s. I got y'all. I bought the Bible, dudes. I bought the Bible for the Dead Sea Scrolls. I need y'all to just sit down and shut up and accept that I'm conducting a jihad on this internet as of right now. And here, what we needed to see was a consequence of not understanding the Bible itself, the authority it had over all decisions made for the teaching, and then the consequence of it being taught wrong. There we go. I got Seventh-day Adventists. I got Mormon, false cosmogony, false prophet. I got 6,000 year church school over there with Darwin that complained about 6,000 year church that needs to go away. And we don't want him there. He's a moron, bald, nothing. He himself is an intentional idiot for what? Forgot what millennium it was. Needs to stop preaching. As with the Bible, at the Bible church that I was baptized in, Baptists need to stop preaching. Baptists need to stop preaching. Y'all need to stop preaching. Please, make it simple for me. Let me go do my beans. Check on them. The guys. Let's talk about Bible and not evolution. Bible evolved. We're done. And we then start to think, how can we use this thing that's broken to understand the Dead Sea Scroll relationship, children? Understand the Dead Sea Scroll. Dead Sea Scroll relationship Trump preacher. 6,000-year preacher. We need to actually help these people. We need to help these people turn off because they're mentally ill following a delusional disorder. Nothing in the Bible but that. Nothing in the Bible but 6,000-year delusional disorder. 2020 turn off. We have cult. Nothing in Bible. Nothing in Bible. Honestly. Jesus was false Messiah. Greek. Guys, Jesus himself was false Messiah. Help me out. I'm Ben David. On accident. On purpose. I was born. And my grandfather was a Gideon. And he was a Gideon. And so I took the Gideon King James Version of the Bible completely and totally apart. Many times. And many had it hanging from the ceiling almost. So many. This is true. How does this pull over into this one? And I took 13 years to determine that Saul changed his name to Paul. Kids, you're in hell. With that one. You have Golem as your common ancestry. Let's check on vampires. And you have Golem as your common ancestry. Hallucinations that you're up mentally ill because you kept 6,000 years. In the year 2020, we still have 6,000 years. So we still have. So hear me out there. We still have. What was James Ussher looking at? A bad book. A medieval book. James Ussher was looking at a medieval compilation, is what I got out of the medieval names. Medieval Bible. Medieval compilation. Medieval Jesus. Bad Greek. Oops. Bad. Serious. So bad that it didn't have Rabbi Berg going, hey, right here I need to warn everyone that God Moses spoke face to face. No one saw that verse. How is that possible? NASA, how is that possible? No one gave a shit about the Bible. No one gave a shit about God and Moses speaking face to face. Of all things, 2 verses in the Bible invalidate the whole Bible. God and Moses speaking face to face invalidate whole Bible. 2 verses invalidate whole Bible. 2 verses have, hey, look at my face, straighten your lips. That's why you have corona. Yeah, there we go. Thanks. Let me get rid of this. So as I boil my beans, you have corona because you have Bible and print still. So we need to spread me around pretty please. There's no such thing as a devil. He is your ego. Honest. You don't pray. Pray to my dog. I need the answers to a lot of questions. Why are people like that when I'm like this? And I need to gain some weight. That I don't need to do. More potato. But I go with that quite often because I'm a crazy hermit guy. And saw myself saying that when I was 19. I was talking to a pot smoker, which I am, as a friend, and we were talking, and he was telling me, yeah, we need to make this shit legal. It does. When I arrived in London, the street urchins offered me some hash stripped on they rolled a joint with some cigarette that they meddled out tobacco from some of London street urchins in Kingsbury. And so they offered me, hey, you want it? And I told this story before welcome to the OTO in the year 1666. Sabotage survived, was forced to convert to Islam. So I'm trying it on you. And letting you know that Jesus himself was a false Jesus Messiah. False English Messiah. Just false English. All English translations right. False English. Everyone in the world missed Jesus because because of 6,000 year, 1, because of King James, 2, because of churches, 3, because of preaching, 4, because on this internet, 5, because on what's next, 6, you missed missing link, and because on all of that you want to get a 7, pretty please, because you missed the 6 and 7 books of Moses. Here we go. In Cuba, pull out of Cuba. You had, when were they doing bombs? We have the Cold War era to dig through. It's a lot of work. Rabbi Shimon needs to retire. Weren't you alive then? What about you, Swagger? Were you alive then during the Cold War, or were you not watching on TV? I have to teach all churches invalid, guys. All churches invalid. 10, 16, 11, invalid, invalid, invalid church, invalid church, invalid sermon, invalid preaching, invalid pulpit, invalid doctrines, invalid covenants, invalid, invalid, invalid. I need you all to understand they're all invalid. They're all invalid. Everything Mormon, everything Baptist, all invalid. Anything with King James Version, invalid, just invalid. And just invalid. That includes Seventh-day Adventists and Episcopalians. You guys are all invalid. All Catholics invalid. All Bible invalid. No Bible valid. After taking God out of 6,000 years, now what do we do to catch up with that? Where we closed our churches, right? Because we kept 6,000 years. So I'm doing this for a Tuppenish Indian reservation where we need to close. He's a senile 91-year-old, 71-year-old elder, and he can't do it himself. So it's kind of sad after that, disappointing. Holy Bible, yeah, it's absolutely holy. Took God out of it and it cast us out by doing that to us somehow. Easily, pretty easily. You didn't read words. It had a false Messiah and nothing in after that. King James Version had false Messiah. King James Version itself had false Messiah, is what I found. It was surprisingly at the end of year 13, children. King James Version is false albino Messiah, much different than guy in cross. No, he was sitting there and he was looking. That was Barabbas. So let me stir my beans. That was Barabbas. Your cup tradition at Christmas, man. We turned that one off. I'm gonna turn off everything. You broke the age of the earth, broke the internet. It's not even small. It's everything I want to turn off. I'm so mad at you for breaking the internet and it was just we were just growing up in 99. In 21 years we still have 6,000 years. That's too much. Too long. You broke the internet in 99. Too long. Simply too long. Simply too far to church. Far too long with Bible. Far too long with Bible. Start there. You're teaching it wrong. Nothing correct. It's King James. Don't use it. Don't use it as Jesus. Better yet, just don't use it. Don't sit your butts down. Stop preaching it. The all Bibles. You think you know anything about Jesus? He sprinkled some magic fairy dust, get rid of the book. Is the best suggestion I've got. Not suggestion. You kept James that shit. So Trinity College kept James that shit. Why'd you do that? As compared with Why didn't you guys understand the age of the Earth, Trinity College, when you were evolving in 1859 and 1856? You found your first Neanderthal, and you didn't say what's this. First Neanderthal? Well, that would have been Australia. Well, why do you refuse to accept questions that cult been working on you for a year and a half? That the Australian continent is there for longer than 6,000 years. Why do you, as a cult organization, refuse to turn up? Why do you guys refuse to turn up? We need you guys to turn up to reset at false deduction, guys. We need cult organization to turn off. Just turn off. Just turn off. Stop producing new cult material. New cult material. Turn it all off. Bible and Ballot, 1611. False Messiah. Turn it all off. Turn it all off. Turn it all off. Turn it all off. No more wiki source. No more this. No more that. You got it all already. It's already out there. You can keep tweak. All they're doing is just they go produce new, which is cool, and keep doing that, of course. And we go and then tweak the words and keep editing behind them. They're all technical editors with unformed lips. You all are technical editors with unformed lips at selling cults, places such as World Vision, where you're too dumb to know what millennium it is while you distribute your cult information. You don't help anything, but you have a hole in your head as a cult organization. Cults with nobody wants to take care of the Catholic Pope and tell them what millennium it is. Hey, thanks, Pope, for taking Darwin, but we figured that one out. We're not great. Pope, 500 great ape, take your Bible away from you. I want to waste my time. 13 years, take the Bible away from the Pope. Easy on Facebook, right? Easy on Facebook. Maybe. Could we do that? Maybe because of James Asher. That would be swell. We could pull that one off. What would it look like? I bet you they would explain the entire Earth history being cast to hell if we did that. So we could try. I wonder if they'll buy it on Facebook. Can we turn our Facebook off? Explain the corona. That was illegitimate. You currently have corona, COVID-19 in the year 2020 from 2019. So you got some numbers to fill your heads with, because God is ashamed to have that Bible in print still at 6,000. But it's not like that. He's ashamed of you. Most of you are like, oh, it's doing your little things that you look like cyborgs, which is kind of cool. You're all little Lillith that got cyborg. What? Made it to the Matrix again with 1984. You read George Orwell. My beans. The recording myself on YouTube to tell you that the Earth is no longer 6,000 years of age. We have to fix our church systems. Made deduction. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? It's always been a false deduction. It's always been false. That meant the entire Bible was false. Also, the entire Bible false. Didn't catch on to that one until I was 43. Sorry, I'm old now. But however, in the 1992 arena when I was 15 and camping around the former USSR looking for places to distribute that yucky into, I didn't recognize then taking Jesus off the cross would only be just saying, Pastor, I don't think there's 6,000 years any longer. And hey, let's check this book again for the 27th time to make sure it doesn't break the internet in 99. We're gonna have that. I could have been smart like that, but I was distributing the Bible in 92, and we had just received the X286 and 80. When did I start fucking around with basic? Anyone remember Q basic? Probably not. No, you guys don't. So that was why you missed it during the Unix era when you had Pearl and furries mating producing Beanie Babies. It appears like with the digging into Darwin and James Escher. You're all furries. You're all these weird little Neolithic wonderments of sexual predation, and you can't figure out where to put your dicks if you're a boy, and what to do with your vagina if it bleeds if you're a girl. Keep better track of that. Don't mate. We're just animals. We are just animals. We are just animals. Why do you think we can't grow up from great apes? We are just animals, but we're not. We're the animals made in the image of God. Look at me. And what did God look at? Do I have a marker on my forehead? Do I have a mark right here? I'm Ben David, a legitimate explaining Seth. Welcome to the OTO. So, hey guys, welcome to the OTO. So right here is the one I got when I wrote my third sub. I worked pretty hard for those, but I was always kind of weird. That was the best sub I had. It was a good little sub. And give me your Bible. 1611 left you a sub now. So when that was a good crash and I got those marks, it was a good crash. But you guys over in Cult, they kept Boris Yeltsin. That was in preaching. I remember that one. So that was the 1986 preaching range, where Boris Yeltsin squeezed into prophecy as the Antichrist. Little blinkouts, and to look out, cult organization continued with the exact same rhetorical bullshit for 21 years past expiration. King James Bible expired 1611 when it became print. Once it got into not printed, which it was into Bible in 1611, where did it come from? Well, we're not quite sure. It's lost in record or earth history. We have this now a story of me explaining to you on YouTube that we have a wiki source, King James Version of the Bible, not King James, because it's probably just a Control C, Control V. That did a very good job saying there's all of this apocrypha, and nobody but me is willing to take care of Wikisource apocrypha. We say have all of this amazing Wikisource. Everyone knows about the apocrypha, but there are over 200,000. It's too many to keep track of. So you're all typing great apes, and it's kind of silly. Can we turn off Go typing great apes just all at once? That would be kind of cool. Could we do that? I don't know if we can do that. We're America. We're too dumb for that. Are we too dumb for that? Sometimes I wonder. We all make really bad decisions. Why did we have a pop culture thing with that president? That was in prophecy. So let's take this as a job, because we need our Bibles back into our education system. Is all I can say for 2020. But cult won't turn off, because when we pull the Bible back into our education systems, and everyone that sees what's in it sees that it's a story of turn cult off in 99. Bible is actually about a story about turn cult off that formed in 99, and explain how it affected science, kids. It's actually about that. Explain how it affected science by having kept pulpit preaching as false prophet, as false, not looking over there at your false prophets, Mormons. It's actually about that. So you have false prophet Mormons. I picked up on you in 89 reading the Mormon Apocrypha. Took me since 89 to today, 2020, to recognize it. 2020, yeah. I recognize it in the last 2 weeks. The King James Version of the Bible is entirely Apocrypha. Entirely. That does God questions that cult Bill asks, have you seen God? Have you seen God looking while you're reading the Gospel of Thomas and comparing it? That's a good solution to end them at right now. Because putting God back into the Bible appears as a job. They're like, who took God out of the Bible? You're all in hell now. I like that. Can we spread me around and let everyone know that we're probably in hell? and make it simple for me. We could do this on Facebook or something like that. There's no longer 6,000 years of age. We need to get you at Kept Legend. Kept Legend. I need you all at Kept Legend. You all kept legend. You all kept legend. You all kept legend of Bible. Most legend of understanding. I need to turn y'all off. A legend of understanding who that man was. He fucked y'all up. All of you. He fucked you up. His authorship. His authorship. Got God right there face to face with Moses and the Jesus' authorship, and you're all on 6,000 year what millennium is. Pastor. And then there's no Bible after that statement. Pastor. No Bible after that question and answer and solution. Get rid of Bible. To see what millennium it is now. How's that one sound? Does NASA agree any longer? Is the year 6,000 years of age when you got up to the moon? Willing to do some simple math? Willing to do some simple math? What happened to you? Well, you were cast out. Type, I'm not willing to do simple math and keep track of Bible at all. Who's reaching which verse route wrong? All of them. Oops. Got to take the whole Bible away from you now. Taught every verse, every line, every story wrong. I've got to take the whole Bible from you now. I can't do anything but say, took God out of the Bible, this whole story. It's a really good story. It's a really weird story also. If you wouldn't have done that and read it again, you would have gotten it. Probably. Maybe not. You're too dumb for that. Is how too dumb. 6,000 years. Why did you guys figure that was true? Anything less than a false deduction. Got to get rid of Bible. False deduction that invalidated science, kids. False deduction of 6,000 years. Why'd you read those stories that way? What did the Bible tell you to convince you that the earth was 6,000 years of age with a story of a talking snake who's winding through all of that shit? Yeah. Hey, what's your prophecy say about that? So take me off the cross at Job. You're simple Kabbalistic annoyance of the short gospels also. And the Rebel Burger fired. Yeah. Simple Kabbalistic annoyance that you could have taken Satan off of Jesus' bunghole with your homosexual great apes. What do you say to that one? So when I didn't march in the gay pride parade, but I went and I observed. How about that one? And what was that? In 99, somewhere in 99. Yeah, I was down there somewhere in 99. And that's where this all stems from back, and I probably should have got good. But didn't I work on this with my friend that I distributed the Russian Apocrypha through when I found that from the Control C, Control V Great Apes Furry Bible, where they took God, not only do we have cult, they took God out of the Bible, but in 99 we had the furries from Silicon Valley who gave us a Google Bible that said the Earth wasn't in it either. It said it was the Googleplex. Does that help? 6,000 years. See, that was 99. We had that. Now you're at what? 250 trillion. Do you remember that? Did you look for that? 6,000 years. It was right beside it. I was there. I had it bookmarked. Did you think of doing that? Look, keeping track of the Bible and this false interpretation, all Earth history. What effect would it have to be taught wrong? What effect would it have to be taught wrong from 1976 to today? Well, it would erase all Earth history along the way of being taught wrong. It's a cult manuscript, so your cult So you're erasing whether or not you're correct. I'm correct, so you're still doing it. Type, I'm correct. No, you're not. You need a correction to stop. You're not correct about Jesus. Jesus was a much different element in those stories. Jesus himself, Jesus himself, Jesus himself was a much different character and a much different element than anything in anywhere that you understand it. All you're doing is saying there was a sermon, way to go, we're going to teach something. We got it, Paul. Now at marriage, you guys have the marriage ceremony. That's it from the Bible. You have no Bible after that. Honestly, you have nothing but broken marriage. You have homosexual great apes as furries in the Silicon Valley, where I'm still surprised that you got to the moon, guys. Do you accept God? To explain NASA to data that the Earth was once upon a time, October 23, 4004 BC. And then when Isaac Newton also made a guess, Isaac Newton provided some pretty good reconciliatory data that happened to match with this website. I need to turn off. And it happened to match with the 1610 anonymous tip, and which happened to collate with you have great ape. What? Looking for that one for my whole entire life, right? I distributed the Bible of the Russian, and there's no longer 6,000 years of age. Should be pretty simple. A newspaper article if I could roll this joint, but I don't have pot. Just a cigarette. I boil some beans and giggle. We're in a problem. I am seriously stuck. God and Moses face to face. I'm 13 years into this little puppy, and that's sufficient enough to close off Facebook. If you take God out of the Bible, is what I'd really like to proceed forward with, and see if we could actually pull something like that off to correct our 6,000-year-old. It was once upon a time. 6,000, but it's no longer 6,000 years. We can begin to trust it. We trusted Lord Kelvin to give us information. We trust October 23, 4004 BC. We trust Jesus. We trust Moses, right? Yeah. What do you have his books? Taking God out of his books. Bad choice. Bad choice. Can't interpret words now. We have to turn it off. All of it. 2 whole verses, 1 Dead Sea Scroll fragment. God, Moses, face to face. Oops. God was albino. And we covered that one. Welcome back to the OTO. Say hello. We got to castrate the Pope. Simplicity. We can memorize our way out of the James Ocean chronology if you think about it for 7 whole fucking minutes. So 7 whole minutes in our education system is great, fabulous. 1859 from back then. (1859) to back then. 1859 to today. 1859 to 1611. What did you know about what was lost? What did you know about the Bible? What did you know about the formative formation of it, children? What did you get from you're being taught it from a pulpit? We need to take this away from the pulpit preachers. We need to stop pulpit preaching. Pulpit preaching is immorality. It's why you don't have the Bible in your schools, little children, at all. 7.7 billion of you don't know what the Bible actually contained. It contained all our history, and once I pulled it out of the old order, it was just gone. It's gone. Entire Bible, all prophecies, Isaiah made 100% with the great Isaiah scroll. No longer in the Bible. And cult organization also no longer in the Bible, taking God out of it. But for Q377, put God back into. Where do I put God back into Bible? That would be at every verse. We probably need God at every Bible verse, right? But we need God and Moses face to face every Bible verse. If you don't get those two words, you don't get one interpretation correct. They're all lying to you. They're teaching false Messiah guy. Good guy, but doing it wrong. And them being a puppet is them doing it wrong. When Jesus didn't preach a sermon. That's why I'm not preaching a sermon. I'm talking silently, talking quietly. Hey, look at me, I'm teaching. Look at your lips. If you were Masons, you'd be much smarter, but you're not. And so what happened is you guys keep wobbling around, beating each other for no good reason. So it actually happened. No good reason. No good reason. We're all we're so you're a success, you're a cult, and you're a Catholic cult, and you're side by side, and you got a building, but you don't have a Bible. You understand? Give it to me. In order to explain that without God in the Bible, you got nothing. You don't have Pope, you got nothing. You don't have Rome, you got no world history. Without God in the Bible, you have no earth history. We need to put God back in the Bible. Put God back in the Bible and have our children watch us all go. Hey, scientists, let's do this now together. See how hard this is? And put God back in the Bible. From not being there when it was taught at 6,000 years in flesh. How do you think your NASA data will turn out after that? Scientists, do you think it'll turn out a little bit more worrying for where it'll be better credible? Where God and Moses were speaking face to face credibility. Ted Moses wrote Earth history down, and I got nothing because he did. Guys, anything? NASA want to help me out a little bit? Do you accept jihad, Nessa? Explain that God was taken out of the Bible? No, we have to put it back in. F4Q377 didn't think of that one. You never learned that in school. Kids, you never learned two whole verses could catch you down and do the worst on you. Do the worst, you took God out of the Bible. Literally 6,000 years took God out of the Bible. I don't think that was a false deduction. That was a false deduction. Taking God out of the Bible is where 13 years took me. Year 14, false deduction. 92, false deduction. Sorry, Russia. Give me a Bible. Sorry, kids. My Bible. You need it in your schools, kiddos. You need to see it done, kiddos. We need to do this. Clean up a grade A. That was never happened. So that would be swell if we could correct $22 trillion of debt, kiddos, for your future generations. Your mommy and daddy obviously don't care about the age of the earth, but I do. How do you start an article that's Moses' obituary? Get all casted now. I think so. Maybe. At Great Ape and 6,000 Year Legend, both equally confined in 1976. Equal confined. Confinement. The year I'm born. I'm now adopted in 1977. Now gone with Gideon Bible Apocrypha. Now gone with full Gideon's need to actually shut Gideon's off. Stop distributing that thing. Understand what it said. It contained a Gideon King James Version New Testament false Messiah itself, an English falsely translated Gideon English New Testament false Messiah, also in English. Lost at everywhere I've already covered. Lost in all the languages. We lost the language of the ancestral origin, right? And thinking about it too clearly, apparently. Can't turn cult organization off to tell them they're teaching a legend. A legend that we can't turn them off. We need to turn cult organization off and help them out. That's why I've been working with this for 13 years. They need medical treatment. They actually need, all of your churches need medical treatment with what I'm laying. But I went to eat my beans first because I didn't eat dinner last night. I'm losing weight. And I'm getting I'm being too hermit, eating too many onions. But as I savor my business, and I'll get around to doing that. It's in the Zohar. It's actually in the Zohar. The Zohar is prophecy of Ben David. So let me get Jesus off of the cross. Zohar is about Rabbi Berg. How did you miss that one? Rabbi Berg. How did you miss Jesus' English Messiah was Ben, not Ben Yosef. Yeshua was, there we go. Yeshua was, there you go. Yeshua was, there you go. Paul's translation to English, all England dead, and collapsed at Trinity College for having Bibles still. Trinity College still had Bible. That was medieval. Trinity College, medieval college. How do we get you out of hell? Isaac Newton was at your college. Isaac Newton, I think, was at Trinity College, and he did a good job there, but he didn't take it. He read back on his grade 8 fingers and toes, and also figured out how to make that legend work for science, but he broke it, and we had 99 breakdown. Where we still have cult in 2020 from Trinity College, making it over on Flat Earth Legend. Thanks, guys. So we got sail ships. I think that's wow. We made it to the moon, but we're all graves now. No, it all kind of rhymes, and it's indentured to that didn't happen. Welcome back to the OTO. You forgot about us. Sorry, Israel. You kind of were fucked you over when you. That was because of you forgot. That's okay. So, German history, 1770 through 1866, broke the internet in 99. Fit a lot better than James Usher was correct, and you're all following a legend. No, you're all following a legend. You're all following a legend, having eradicated at Dead Sea Scrolls, Dead Sea Scrolls, Dead Sea Scrolls, all following a legend of Bible formation. Turn cult off because Bible formed from these, not what you have today. It's a medieval thing. These things are more authoritative than any single Bible verse. Any single. Jesus himself, Greek, oops, to English, oops, except jihad, thank you, is the acceptance of that point. So let's read from this. Elsewhere, their stubbornness of his heart, they have not kept it apart from the people, and the sin, and have willfully rebelled by walking in the ways of the wicked, of whom God said, their wine is the venom of the serpents and cruel poison ahead of asps. Then as Deuteronomy 32, 33. 32, 33. Let's go read that. From King James. Bad. 32, 33. Does this one break the age of the earth in 99? Kind of got those. Deuteronomy. So God and Moses were speaking face to face. Deuteronomy 32, 33 was written for me to get you out of hell with when we consider this a second time. And so this is actually for your education systems in order to understand the 16th and the nurture. 32, 33. For the rock is not our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. Let's now go to Gematrix. Gematrix, you have a couple more things to consider. So between 20 and 100 million years. Now we actually take into credit everyone who considered false deduction. We needed that between 10 and 100 million years between Lord Kelvin and when I was going to come back and take the Bible from you if you must know the truth. When was I going to get around from it from 92 from seeing that God wasn't in the Bible? I didn't see there's that counted. In 92, I didn't see God in the Bible. But that 92 Apocrypha that I distributed, God was in it. And however, didn't have a big warning sign over in the United States. It's going to take God out right here and say it doesn't ever exist. On a 6,000 year broke the internet in 99. It happened. So 99 you got furries. Did you know that? And now we have furries to say thank you to us because we have that mating conundrum with the homosexual relations. As you're listening to me explain, that's where we're at in Earth history. So taking false Messiah off the cross, now when was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, they came wise men. Why do you have three? Why do you have three? I see wise men, just one. From the east, maybe five, saying that it doesn't say three. Where is he born? Where is he? Star over there, that's you don't have Krishna. You don't have Krishna consciousness. Go over here and go to got questions that are turning you off, but really go to translate Google. Look at how you created children made some really neat technology that God's saying on making it hard for me. Look at my forehead. Oh, well, we have detect language. I went Hebrew on this side. Hebrew, why didn't you try this? Rather, not German. Yeah, you wouldn't have a German correcting you if it was a German originally. Now display your Hebrew on the left. I've had you do this before. So type K 2 R R L R I Tyrion S N Tyrandy. That's my first name, I'm sorry. And I'll tell you more later. Hey, oops, the wrong button. It's the Chromebook. Tyrandabish. So that was Krishna. Let's try. Let's try. Hurry. H. The. There is R. Straight. E. There's only now K. Will whistle to turn off the internet at 99, but I didn't listen to I. It took a long time. Whistle Duran as in Whistle Durandi. That's my first name in A. So that was Krishna, but we'll whistle to Randy because I know the whole King James Bible is medieval. KRS H-A-R Hare Krishna. H-A-R-A. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Hare. And all of this it talks to you. God's making fun of you for having 6,000 years still. Oops. Alright. Straight. There's only okay. Krishna. To me, fiddle around a little bit more. Go. S. H. Gave you D. I. V. A. You work the internet. I too much law. Didn't hash. Yeah, he skipped when I dropped some hash on some D. I. N. H. L-A-S-H. And then God's talking to you guys to intermediate between what I'm teaching you because you mixed it all up. It told you intermediate. So you're enough. God's talking to you. Let's spread that out a little bit further. God's talking to you. You all got a D with those 6,000 year what the fucks. We're done with that. We have to be done with the whole Bible. I'm not teaching you on Facebook about places. If I turn Facebook off or you haven't pulled out Yiddish, yeah, we can fit it. When we go fuck around with some Yiddish, we'll get around to it. But Office, it is really just like Office Space. I told you so yesterday. Office Space. Get you into some Hebrew. It's all mixed up. There we go. It's all mixed up. We're all in hell. So it's all mixed up. We're all in hell. No joke. With 1611 God taken out of, we're all in hell because Jewish Study Bible did the same thing. Jews, you're all fired. There's 7.7 billion of you. Could it happen? It happened. 2 Bible verses. God wants you to know He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you at all. He doesn't like evolution. He doesn't like the word evolve because it's not a theory. It's a flat earth. It keeps going. It's you're evolving while after you have evolved. Past tense, you're doing it right now. And it's continuing forward. Your oil from 22 trillion down from the jump off the White Cliffs of Dover down the Alpine low slopes. How old are the Alpines? How old are the Alps? You know, Christians, how old is 6,000 years stuck in wind? How old is, how old, how old are the Alps? Christians can't turn cult off. How old? Why do you have this data now? 770. I believe that for no good reason, but other than their mountains. That's probably correct. However, on the top, it's the older on top, as I was explaining from the explosion explanation that happened that I saw. You know, in 1980, whenever we had. Do you remember, Pastor, when you weren't there when we had volcano explode that told you the Earth was not Earth 6,000 years of age? You should look for the volcanoes in the spec. What about the I found the unicorn. He's my favorite. So all of the authorship of these the unicorn. The unicorn is the Easter Bunny of the Bible. It's all the medieval. We need proverbs to be handwritten, not and read in the morning. All children, one proverb a day. One proverb a day. Just do it while you're eating breakfast. One proverb a day as family sitting for reading a proverb together. If you're in boarding school like I was when we used to do that, sit down and read one proverb per day. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 31, so yeah, I think. And that'll help understand the Psalms and the fucking songs. You don't understand any of the words because you're ignorant about the King James English. Its translations itself. You're ignorant of the wobbling words. How you took God out on the internet and got the translation incorrect and ignorant. So take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer. We're looking for Jesus. We want to take away the wicked from before the king, and throne shall be established in righteousness. So we want Yeshua. And we don't know the authorship, but this is wisdom because it made it into this book, and I read it every morning. So here over in Ecclesiastes, that you should have for your daughter's menurtial pattern of all fucking things, with 1611 right there, with 1610, with rises and birth defects, Pastor. And what you know, the state you're teaching, the kin of man wasn't in existence when he was. And then the mountain wasn't in existence when they were, and they were exploding, and we got plenty of data, and now there's only 25% of you. Rip this out of your fucking dead Hans. No, you're so dead. You're so dumb that Church empty, Baptist church, Bible church, rip Bibles away. Jesus false Messiah, children. It's really lame after that. Excuse me. Till I get around to accomplishing, so I'm recording myself doing that. Nothing more. And saying, hey guys, if we all did, excuse me, if we all spent 5 minutes doing 7 minutes of data and clean up on the Bible, you'd recognize that it was entirely medieval and know what millennium lived in. It's as simple as that. Take the Bible away from whoever taught to you wrong. Excuse me. We should probably help Jimmy Swaggart and tell him that the earth is older than 6,000 years a day. It was just a legend, 6,000 years. How'd you pull that one off? It's actually where it came out at. With me personally, buddy. With me personally, how'd it get there? 13 years. How'd you keep it at 13 years? You didn't validate it 2005 or 2010. Swagger didn't validate. Yeah, I saw it in the books too. It's all over the place. It's in the forever one. It's the false deduction that no one wanted to take care of. False deduction. No one wanted to take Bible and give it to me. Swagger fucked it up. Huh? You missed all the Proverbs. By having 6,000 year earth legend missing that King David was albino. And Solomon was not. I believe it here. No. I'm losing weight. I work too hard on it. So it being Dead Sea Scroll and not Bible. It being Dead Sea Scroll and not Bible 99 internet called turn off. Dudes, we've gone too far with Bible. Dead Sea Scroll research can actually make a means to understanding the Dead Sea Scrolls. To understand what the Bible didn't contain. It's past tense, it's all done, we're all done with it now. And at that one, with 6,000 year earth legend kept on website, we have everything we needed to know that NASA did it was bad. Thank you, NASA, for providing 104 trillion tons the amount of water. Could you put that in the Bible, please? With you, everything you're doing that with what's there, and correcting it. The legends of elsewhere said everything in the book is incorrect. The Bible's bad. The Bible interpretation of it didn't contain words that it contained. It's all bad. There's nothing valid in the Bible. In the year 2020, NASA, the teaching from sermons, not valid. So 1611 caught us at that with 1666 saying NASA had to write this down. We're all in all. We all have the exact same nothings nowhere. So why do we why do we all have the exact same? So I know why. So we all follow various legend in the legend of the Bible and the formation of the church itself. Where'd you get the Bible from is the next step. In working with me and say, let's turn the Bible off. Because we have to turn the Bible off to answer those questions. And I already did that for myself, but I haven't done that for 7.7 million of you who don't care. We need to do it because it is the time. Trinity College, no choice, quit teaching. 6,000 year what? Seminaries, your Bible. What are you preaching? What are you teaching? How to make that book work? Still misinterpret a word. There's no legitimate teaching of not forming cults, not misusing Bible, not misunderstanding, not breaking internet in 99, not doing anything you're doing right now. Meeting in schools on Sundays and having you not correcting your children's education. You're passing a meeting at Alcoholics Anonymous and not discussing how you have no education at the same time. Why is God such a difficult conceptualization to discuss? Why? Why is it so simple? We don't have a Bible. We don't have a legitimate manuscript. The year is 2020 and we got 1611 still. That was a good feeling. Never said that. We still have 1611. What else could go wrong? What else could go wrong, scientists? What else could go wrong? How did you make it to the moon? I like that beginning. Because we totally bastardized this book. We put in 6,000 year turn it off. That's all I got because you took God out of science. But because it's a scientific turnoff for Jesus himself as Greek, oops, to English, oops, it's a 13-year, you gotta call it catch. So you can see as I'm bubbling around explaining nothing to you, you got nothing. That you with the Bible 1611 we got nothing but take Jesus off the cross, which was they ate time to get rid of King James Version. Sorry, I'm so late on it. I shouldn't have got started in 99, but it took me till 2006 after I was forced to. And I had a head injury doing that one. No, it wasn't this one. That was a round of motor vehicle accident. I review for 44 days for distributing the Bible as apocryphatic in Russia. So I need to take the Bible away from everyone. Tell you what millennium is no. It's the millennium to accept that we're all teaching cults. You're all cults. You're all cults. You're all cults. You're all medieval cults. every church in existence with 6,000-year earth. Whether or not you believe that, whether or not you trust it, you have the Bible. I'll need to say, where'd I get it from? Why do you have it? You're not teaching it right. Because the anxiety of the preaching is just immoral. It doesn't work with reality. It's just puppeted stage performances. It's just showing up on YouTube and recording yourself. It's just, it'll let me feel good about getting up there. which you kept through the pat on your back 80s as you're getting polyester from being smarter from going to school, I suppose. As what were you calling seminaries? How did they compare to the 1200, 1300, 1400, 1500 education systems that the Bible came up out of? Continuing the 6,000-year deductive point. Can't correct with science. Couldn't correct with science at the same time, children. Why not? Well, science has some great creative ideas that captured in print. Science had creative ideas also captured in print. Invalidated it. You should have. NASA didn't need you to use the Bible. Creation. 3 whole chapters in the Bible is invalid. Take God out of the Bible in a sermon, the whole Bible is invalid, NASA. Not quite sure what to do with that. I might go take a nap, to be honest. Whole Bible invalid after take God out of him in your sermons. So you missed when God said, let us make man in our image. So you figured out on the highway would have been Josephus. Would have been, but you didn't read Josephus. But when you did over there, cult organizations, they didn't take him seriously, even though he was a legitimate authored scholar, unlike who? You studied all the material. I sure had with this an approximate of October 23, 4004 BC, more precise than we can't figure it out. It's the legend I figured out for you. Questions.org. It took 13 years. It's a legend. The legend of creation of all fucking things. Take God out of the Bible. When God began to create and created the heavens and the earth, he had this big flaming ball here that he made. And you have the Episcopalian. It might be a few million years. It might be. We don't know. Where did the Bible at? They wrote it down on there. We'll accept evolution. Thanks for not taking care of Darwin in 1859 like the Pope couldn't either. Why not, Pope? Chasing down Darwin on accident through the Bible, through James Escher is what happened. I'm conducting a jihad. I chased down James Escher through Darwin into the Bible's false manuscript. 13 years. Chased down Bible through false deduction use of. Why? Because I knew I was wrong and it was probably a good thing to stop. So I was 10 years old and I compared the whole encyclopedia as I grew up to be 12. You could do the similar things, kids, with libraries, but you don't. I did. So read your entire grade school encyclopedia set. Hell yeah. Took 2 years. Right there with the Bible is exactly what's that word mean. You know? Turns into nothing after that. Aside from a really good, you need to learn every word. So I had the Bible in school. We never discussed the age of the earth other than there were poses. It was always a deduction in the 80s and 90s. Always a deduction. Always been false. Always been false. Always been false. When are we going to pick up the Bible that was made falsely? What broke in the process is where I'm at. What broke in the process is that God noticed that he was taken out of his Bible and his prophecies. He noticed. All I noticed. Take me out of my book, and it makes better sense when you take it away from religion and tell them they know, right? So all working on that one, I suppose, Pastor. This one didn't have the age of the earth, but you're broken out. Had pretty pictures. And then I love this one with the snake and the pictures. They look nothing like that as we explained it. It wasn't an apple. But we know that because we have which other legends, children, babies. I got Lillith on my back. She's always good. We have grape, the apple. The grape is what it was, by the way. And that's the Sacramento wine. You got Alcoholics Anonymous, by the way. And pomegranate, that would be the nice cute press. They were naked, and your story's naked, and there's a weird talking snake thing, and your story's naked with an apple. Rather than Moses wrote this down, and you shouldn't fuck with that, Baptist. Break the age of the internet. Check your Bible again. You put James Isher where? Baptist. Put James Isher where? So you had three choices to choose from: is the pomegranate, or the apple, or the grape? It's the grape. That's your sacrament of wine, as I explained. And the Lord appeared unto him the same night and said, I'm God of Abraham. So I'm accepting the 9/11 job to turn off cult organization. We need them mentally ill. They're mentally ill. America broke with them. So God and Moses spoke face to face, and internet cult broke. Internet in 99, now we're $22 trillion of debt. Bring me venison and make me savory meat that I may eat. I told you we get around to. I was savoring my venison. I love the stories of venison, especially with the unicorn attached. Venison is from the Zohar, me coming and taking the 1611 from Rabbi Berry. Anything in print up to the year 99, you're fucked when it comes to me. From guys, no more buying or selling the books. We have problem. We have Bible invalid at teaching, at being taught at not in school. Why not? Oh, every verse. That's why they didn't understand it. That's where you're at, 2020. You need some help. I listen too much. We need help. So I buy all of the Bibles, and you guys owe me a lot of money now. So I'll make a list of that next, because the year is 2020. How much did it take for me to figure out the Bible entirely was medieval? A lot of money. I had to go through everyone. Everyone. See how in English they kind of wiggle? Ooh. By the end of 13 years, you just had no Bible. And in the morning, you shall see the glory of the Lord. For he heareth the murmurings again. And what are you murmuring? murmur against us, and it asked a question which 6,000 years is invalidated by having book and bread. So no answer. And the Lord spake unto Moses, probably face to face, since so told us we'd have an internet call here, 99 face to face. Take out of the Bible, you get blinked out. Speak to the children of Israel that they bring me an offering of a man that giveth willingly at the heart. Ye shall take my offering. God was albino. God speak to the children of Israel. He was albino. And I'm 6,000 years away, so I'm Seth, and you are now, with this Bible still in print, with getting out of it at 6,000 years. So the tabernacle. So here we're having to go throughout. We're returning back through and confirming that the King James Version of the Bible should not have been printed without a big warning right there. This is actually where we're at. Big warning, got everyone in hell for that. Not having the Bible in print with the, hey, watch out for God. Watch out for God in the Bible you taught me about. Thanks, Jewish Publication Society. Got in hell with you. The Bible is apocrypha. It erased itself while it was being preached, as it was going out to nothing. I'm preaching from a pulpit because I have a legend of a book and a reason to have a job. Y'all need to retire. Pulpit preaching, retire. You need to be done with Bible. Be done with Bible. That's why I can't do anything other than say, hey guys, internet broken. I'm not joking. Then only invalid authorship of Bible after that. Valid authorship of what you thought religion was, what you thought the Bible was for, what you thought God was. Why didn't you figure this out in 82? We are the world. You know, type shit. Solid cult. World vision, we need to turn you off. Hole in your head gospel guy. Whole organization. You're going out there and you're doing what you did on what? Bringing back what for your children? Just giving them jobs. Way to go. But, however, bad book. You're erasing that you shouldn't have been that hole in your head gospel guy saying, oh, God's not in your country. Can I help you? You're making them up. We need a few in the fronts to watch our church systems say we're done with the Bible, and World Vision would be a first one I'd be done with as an organization. To do some good things, so does the Catholic Church, but we need to take down the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church needs to come down. It's a medieval church in Rome. The Catholic Church, come down. You're medieval. You have rape discussions and you don't do anything about it. You know, so you transfer your priests around. That's how you do it. You take the Bible apart. What happened once? So what happened with the Catholic Church? We need to take it down for you. Too late, Pope. We are already done. You took God out of your Bible by priest raping boys. We need to be done with Bible. Be done with Catholic. Be done with Baptist. Be done with Protestant use of any pulpit preaching. Just be done. Be done. Go to a much more straight to your. Well, we're done with Bible. We're going to raise our kids right for the first time. Not teach them the critics with them up to become them. 500 all years we did not evolve right. We straightened our lips. We straightened our shoulders. We learned a little bit about masonry. We get over ourselves, you fucking morons. 6,000 year turn offs. You need help. All of you need help. Turn off. Turn off. Turn off pulpit preaching. Because Bible got in print and erased itself behind itself. Your pulpit preaching got wrong. Bible erased itself behind itself. Pulpit preaching got wrong. Friday morning, Almighty God and Heavenly Father, who dost ever watch over Israel, and dost neither slumber nor sleep, we heartily thank thee that thou hast brought us all in safety through the perils of the night, and that we are now again permitted to gather in health and to peace. Before thee, we humbly worship thee as the God of our fathers who trusted in thee and were not ashamed. May we ever seek our happiness and safety under the shadows of thy wings. Stretch over us in best right, my dog, I know we do. Thy Son, help us continually to adore for what thou art in thyself, as revealed to us in thy works and thy word in the Bible. Especially do we bless thee for that thou hast become to us through him in whom thou hast displayed the exceeding riches of thy grace. May we ever be found in him, and may he evermore dwell in us as Savior and Redeemer, as our life and the hope of our future glory. Hear us of thine infinite mercy, compassion, and we will ascribe to thee all honor and glory, world without end. Hadith. Seventh angel scroll just say, God, we need daily prayers in your scrolls to understand God. Pretty boring after that. Pretty boring after that. Take God out of the Bible that leaves you at free reign for a carriage return. We have to fix science. We have to fix everything now. No God in the Bible, no God in anything. So that's okay because no God was anywhere anyway. And he wasn't there and he doesn't give a shit about us. He made us and he just set us over there. It's all over now. He was here when he was there face to face and he was making them heil him. He didn't make him do anything. He says, albino God. He's like, I'm albino. You'll worship me. So they did. So when Jesus came out as albino, Jesus himself, albino, Greek fucked your kids over, left you in hell. Greek was albino. And Greek translation to English, you missed out on he was in a little look just like you, albino. Look just like you, albino. Look just like you. Why didn't they worship him? Which they kept telling him, I don't want that. So he's like, where am I in prophecy? So he's transporting the Dead Sea Scrolls. Where am I in prophecy? Where am I in prophecy? Taking the temple down. And then he shows up over with Titus and he helps him take the temple down. Sorry. The 9/11 jihad was sufficient for Pope breaking the internet in 99. Are we cool with that? Alright. 1 hour and 24:06. Love you guys. James Fisher. Lord Kelvin, thanks. This was my dog. And my daughter's my nerd show better than James Fisher. I think it's James Fisher Day at Christmas, so my grandpa. So we'll work on those later. Love you guys.